Mother Night, a novel by Kurt Vonnegut, published in 1961 and set around the same period, presents itself as the fictionalized memoir of Howard W. Campbell Jr., a character who also appears briefly in Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five. The novel is structured as a first-person narrative in which Howard recounts his life before, during, and immediately after the Second World War, the central event of his existence and the reason he undertakes to write a story at all. Vonnegut employs metafiction to move between the present Howard, who is composing the memoir, and the past Howard, who is experiencing the events as they occur. The novel opens with Howard imprisoned in Israel, where he awaits what he hopes will be a fair trial for the war crimes he is accused of committing during World War II. He is writing at the behest of the director of the Haifa Institute for the Documentation of War Criminals, who wishes to expand the institute's archive of examples of Nazi villainy, and has supplied Howard with a typewriter and other necessities to facilitate this task. It is soon revealed that Howard began his career as a playwright and later became a writer of Nazi radio propaganda while living in Germany. He names Goebbels as his superior and offhandedly notes his many connections to high-ranking Nazi officials who patronized his work. After briefly describing the new prison in which he is held and the guards assigned to watch over him, Howard launches into his autobiography. He was born in Schenectady, New York on February 16, 1912. His father worked as a technician for General Electric, first in the United States and later in Germany, where the family relocated when Howard was 11. When the Nazis begin their rise to power in the late 1930s, Howard's parents choose to leave Germany, but Howard decides to stay. He marries a German actress named Helga and enjoys moderate success as a dramatist until he is approached by Frank Wertenen, an agent of the U.S. War Department. Wertenen makes clear that he knows exactly who Howard is, how popular his plays are among Nazi officials, and asks him to act as an American agent during the coming war. Howard initially refuses, but Wertenen brushes this aside, saying Howard need not decide immediately, and that his true answer will reveal itself through his actions. Howard claims to be largely indifferent to politics and does not see himself as belonging to any nation, except what he calls the nation of two, the private world he shares with Helga, which allows them to exist alongside the Nazi regime without fully identifying with it. Helga later disappears while performing for German troops in Crimea, and despite Howard's exhaustive and costly attempts to locate her, alive or dead, he never succeeds. Howard does rise within the Nazi propaganda apparatus, producing virulently anti-Semitic broadcasts, and continues this work until he is captured by American forces. He explains that he avoided conviction for high treason only because of Wertenen's intervention, and because he had in fact served as an American spy throughout the war, embedding coded messages in his propaganda. Howard insists that he never knew what information he was transmitting, as the code's coughs, pauses, and deliberate stumbles were supplied by people he never met. Though he is not convicted, largely because Wertenen undermines the case against him rather than exposing him as a spy, Howard is smuggled back to New York and forced to live in near total obscurity. Howard's isolation is so profound that he continues to use his real name, and although it is recognizable as that of a notorious Nazi propagandist, almost no one makes the connection. Eventually, he befriends George Kraft, a man who lives in his apartment building and who later turns out to be a Russian spy. From his future perspective, Howard reflects on the many lies Kraft told him. To advance Soviet interests, Kraft leaks information about Howard's survival to Reverend Dr. Lionel J.D. Jones, DDS, the publisher of a white supremacist newspaper, who publicly exposes Howard by celebrating his apparent anti-Semitic legacy. Jones attempts to recruit Howard into his organization and introduces him to a woman he claims is Helga, who is in fact Helga's younger sister, Risi, who had previously admitted to having genuine feelings for Howard. Together they plan to escape Jones and the renewed attention surrounding Howard's identity until Wertenen once again intervenes. Although Risi continues to profess sincere affection for Howard, it is revealed that she too has been working with Kraft to entice Howard to Moscow. During an FBI raid on a fascist meeting, Howard is arrested but once again freed through Wertenen's influence while Risi commits suicide. Feeling utterly detached from his own life, Howard turns himself over to the Israeli authorities, who have been pressuring other nations to surrender suspected war criminals. Wertenen sends Howard a letter promising evidence that would guarantee his release, but the idea repulses him. Instead, Howard informs the reader that he intends to hang himself. In the opening pages of Mother Night, Vonnegut explicitly states the novel's moral, which resurfaces throughout the narrative: we are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.